Alright guys, Touchgrab here back again today. Heavily enjoying your day so far, and today I thought it was about time we talked about Rostermania once again, with the potential of Los Angeles Thieves coming into the CDL for CDL 2021. A big question is, who is going to be their fourth player alongside Slasher, TJ, and Kenny? Is it going to be Draza, who is signed as potentially a substitute, or is it going to be someone else? Many other questions as well surrounding some other teams and some challenger teams as we're going to discuss over the coming minutes here. Thought it was worth diving into in some detail. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always. I'd greatly appreciate it. On the verge of 35,000 subscribers. Thank you for all the support over the last few days. It really does help out the channel. Let's hop into this first. Nadeshot says, what a year for Los Angeles. So of course a number of things have happened this year. The wildfires and all that kind of stuff, but many other things as well. Of course, one of the things that Nadeshot might be thinking quite closely about is Los Angeles Thieves becoming a thing for CDL 2021. Some other Rostermania stuff as Cronin at CDL Intel says, GodRx, Kismet, Morks and Panda teams during the FaZe Black Ops 4 throwback this weekend. 3 of them recently followed an organization called Built by Gamers, so BBG, or would you guys like to see them on Paris Legion? I don't believe it's a thing on the Paris Legion. I think that this is the much more likely option that they go and join this World Challengers team over at BBG. So GodRx, Kismet, Panda and Morks, as you can see on screen right here. A number of people that day were tweeting out this contracted official gift type thing, just as well. Most of it was just a joke as a result of, after these guys came out and did it, everyone on the timeline was just throwing it up there just because, why not? GodRx follows up with this Challengers team, but it's a damn good opportunity. Stay tuned, folks. So very interesting, quite frankly, that GodRx isn't getting a spot in the CDL next season. Yes, we're going to a 4 versus 4, still 12 team environment, but a lot of people would have expected GodRx to find his home somewhere, and of course was removed off the team early in, well, not early in, but it was a fantastic player early in the Modern Warfare season on Minnesota Rocker. Then late season, they get rid of him, they bring in Exceed. Doesn't really work out for them, right? So, interesting decision from them, and as a result of that, his stock is not where it was by any means, and you've got Crimsix saying things like this guy doesn't play for kills, or he does play for kills rather than necessarily playing for the win. Like him and Assault were kind of costing that team in a sense and leaving Asim and Silly and Alex out to dry. So, definitely some interesting discussions we've had over the last couple of months. Is that enough, to not give GodRx a spot in the league, given how talented he can be with the sniper, with the assault rifle, even with the SMG if absolutely necessary, right? So, number of questions right now. Maybe he'll find his way back into the team, because of course this is part of the old Enigma 6 squad from back in the Black Ops 4 days as well. So kind of interesting to keep an eye on. Zed says as well, Challenges is looking very likely for me. If anyone wants the team, I'll be staying in America for this year. So this really comes out of what the Paris team could potentially be, and Den says as well, so we need 2, must be dripping in passion. So the early rumor was potentially for the Paris Legion they wanted to keep Dens and Zed on the team, then bring in Hydra, which of course that didn't go well, he went to New York, and maybe Prid as well from the Australian region. Nowadays it looks like they're taking a very different tack, that I think they do want to keep some French representation, so possibly Brezzy is going to be there, and I'm pretty sure they've been in contact with the Twins as well. I don't know if that's going to be the team, the Twins, Brezzy +1, who really knows right now. Things are very much up in the air, and the teams do not have to lock in their rosters before the game comes out. That was kind of my question, when Rostermania started kicking off, and we started getting those announcements in early mid-September, I was thinking, okay, by mid-end of August or October even, we're probably going to have most of these announcements set in stone. Hasn't been the case though. The game comes out I think on the 13th of November, but the organizations are under no obligation to confirm their roster by then, and I think certainly for substitutes they might wait a while longer, right? Even until late December, January to start picking guys up that seem to be good at the early part of the Black Ops Cold War season. So certainly interesting. Zed and Den's potentially going to be in Challengers side as well, so that's kind of unfortunate to see. But yeah, and Sensor comes out as well. They say don't talk about it, be about it, but we live in 2020 where everything you do can be shared in a matter of seconds. For the Cold War season I'll play Challengers and upload and stream my gameplay consistently. I'll see you soon at COD League. So Sensor's getting a starting spot, baby. It is only a matter of time. This as well, the COD League comes out with your phone percentage, your team's chance at CDL 2021. Let's go Paris Legion, says Crone at 1%. Paris, what if they sign me? Maybe 2% at that point, but I don't really think that's going to happen as it stands right now. The other big question mark is Los Angeles Thieves. Kenny tweets this out yesterday. We don't always get what we want. People tagging me in this, is there something going on here? Certainly very possible that this means something, but think about it from the player's perspective, right? They've been in a pretty difficult spot these last several weeks, with Hector buying out Optic Gaming Los Angeles, potentially taking the intellectual property back to Chicago Huntsmen, as we're going to talk about later today, and then the team is in a bit of a nightmare, right? You got guys like Priester potentially interested to join this team, but want to kind of lock something up, given that who knows what the ownership group's going to be. So many questions, right? And now the question is, from Kenny's side, are they going to miss out on the player that they want to get on their team? But then again, I imagine the players have been having discussions about this for weeks as to finally when the organisation is set in stone, then they can lock in the player they want. Who is the player they want? That is the question mark. Could it potentially be Temp? I just wanted to share this minute or so of the Bryce cast that came out with Kenny not too long ago. A question comes in the chat, which players have you always wanted to play with? And the #1 answer from Kenny is Donny Temp.
Do you have anyone you kind of want to team with right now? Like just a particular player like you either get along with, or it'd just be fun to kind of jump in and play on their squad? And I'm thinking like, like say, you really wanted to always play with Formal or something like that.
Yeah. One player I haven't teamed with that I always wanted to team with. Well, there's two. So as much as people are gonna say Intel. Donnie's I've always wanted to team with Donnie. Temp. We were supposed to, like I said, he was supposed to be on our World War II team. And like if I was to get dropped off 100 Thieves in Black Ops 4, he wanted me to join their Splice team. So I've always wanted to team with Donnie, and it's always something that comes in between that like always stops it. So it's like that's one player. Anybody that watches my stream when I play with Donnie, you can tell it's all around vibes, always just funny. He seems like a player that I can have fun with, play with. Everybody has like this bad persona about him that he's toxic and everything. I haven't played with him, so I don't know. But yeah, I think he's one of the players. My other player that is retired is Damon.
Okay.
Damon's one of the players I've always wanted to team with. Ever since I came back from World War II. But obviously he's retired.
So I thought I'd look back at Temp's career here. As you can see on the Call of Duty Gamepedia page, I'll leave all this relevant stuff linked down below. But back in Advanced Warfare, he played with Hook for a time. He played with TJ Halley for a time on this Elevate team. So of course, he's on this Optic Gaming Los Angeles, now probably Los Angeles Thieves team, I imagine, if they just straight bought out that ownership group or whatever from the Immortals group. And Immortals to Hector Rodriguez, now potentially to Nature. That's pretty crazy stuff. And then in the latter half of Advanced Warfare, we then had this Denial team, which Slasher was on, as you can see right here. So Slasher, Hookah, Temp, and Classic was the team at the time, and that effectively, reunited at the start of the World War II days when Slasher and Temp team once again. This didn't go well, and that is the question mark to me. Is Slasher having doubts about teaming with Temp based on what happened at the start of World War II when Slasher then left this team, went on to Rise Nation, and became the best team in the game for a time? But they teamed together for quite a while. Then more recently than that, we can see, of course, teaming through Black Ops 4 in this Splice team. And as Kenny said in that clip, Temp actually wanted him to join Splice, but something always managed to get in the way of that happening. And then in Modern Warfare, we have the New York squad, and most recently that you can see right at the top here, in these kind of throwback Elgato off-season tournaments, it's Kenny and Temp teaming quite often, and actually Slasher and Temp teamed in this one for the Modern Warfare 2 one that they won. So maybe that indicates, right, that Kenny, Slasher, Temp, and TJ could be a team. They've all teamed together at some point in the past. They wouldn't be out of the question, and probably Temp is one of the best free agents still available on the market. So very intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. That was rumoured a while ago. The rumours most recently haven't really been there. Slasher's doing a good job of keeping everything under wraps, but if I had to pick a target, this probably makes the most sense based on all things considered. Tonight, Hitch is running this Black Ops 2 Invitational Throwback Tournament. It's only on mouse and keyboard, unfortunately, but these are the teams I wanted to go through. So this is Dr. Disrespect's team right here with King Richard and a couple of other guys. You've got Courageous team, so Legion, MLG Impulse, Paradise. That's pretty cool. Then you've got the Mob team, as you can see on screen right here. So I wanted to go through a few teams. These just get better and better, quite frankly. Scump, Merk, Envoy, and Rambo is a team as well, so that's certainly going to be a fun time. And yeah, so many big names in this one. It should be really, really good. Aiden, Kismet, Ritual, and Parasite as well as the squad. So interesting that Aiden, like to my knowledge, is a great Fortnite player on controller, but some of these guys are just FPS freaks, right, and can just do it on any title. Not even FPS, of course, Fortnite. It's third person, but you know what I mean. Like, people who are just so good on controller and PC, just whatever input device you get them, they're going to be unbelievable. Some people are just like this, so fair play. You got Team Lulu as well, which Blast is featuring on, and then this is really the exciting one to me. The throwback squads to Complexity back in the day. TP, Crimsix, Karma, and Eggs are going to be teaming, so yeah, certainly some very exciting stuff indeed. So I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below on everything we've discussed today. Who do you think is the most likely candidate for the Los Angeles Thieves team for the 2021 season, and what do you think about this potential GodRx Challengers team and him not getting a spot? Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
No, I missed.
Dude, it's not easy.
No, we just traded.
I'm in here, Damien. Let's go.
No way, this guy just did this. I'm not in there.
You can do it too, FaZe up. You can do it too. You can do it too, FaZe up. You can do FaZe up. You missed again?
Oh, no.
Wait, no, Zamer's not in the game.
I think Ella logged in my account or something.